Why are you looking at things that are not possible? Well, don't worry about it. It's not your problem. There's always going to be people who don't listen to you. They'll be listening to whatever else they need to do to fulfill the expectations of of the system that they're in. But there's always going to be people who don't listen. I'm constantly saying that to people around about me. I'm saying, look, you don't listen, or you didn't listen to what I what I said, and you can't get hung up on it being a problem. It's just we need to restate ourselves and our values, and that's is part of life, right? So that we don't get walked over by other people constantly. So it's you're not looking at just to improve one thing. You want everything to improve in your life. So it's not about accent, really. It's about it's about everything. Almost everything else. Accent is an excuse. Learn to love it. Learn to embrace it. Um, you have to think about a person who is born with a disfigured face. Okay, think about a person who's born with their nose is to one side and their lip is
Mm.
half in there. Think about that, right? Think about how difficult their life must be in certain circumstances. As a Christian, you are someone whom Christ died for. And I would say, as someone whom Christ died for, you are made perfect in Him. And so, in that sense, you are perfect. And so, pleasing other people, as long as you've pleased Christ, why do you care? Because human beings are, in the greatest essence, devils, unsaved souls. Why would you worry about pleasing unsaved souls? It's a very, very deep religious point, but it's still the same thing um, about that which is true in Christ and is true in Christ in us is enough. That our deeds will not get us into heaven. Only our faith through grace will see us get into heaven. Our deeds don't matter. Oh, don't get me wrong. We should do good things. As as replicant images of God and Christ. You must be sad is a question about the present. Am I sad at this moment in time? No, I'm not. Not at all. Because how would that help?
Mm.
And don't get me wrong, you should feel sad when bad things happen or negative things happen. But if you anchor yourself in that emotional state, you're fucked. Right? So you don't want to do that. If you anchor yourself in the problems of the past, you annihilate your own future. There's no,
Hmm.
that's very unhelpful. Okay? It's a very unhelpful perspective to take on things. Not just unhelpful to yourself, but unhelpful to all the people around about you. Yeah, there's no benefit to my kids if I have a negative approach to things. I
Mm.
must be practical, pragmatic, positive in my approach to solving problems in my own life. So I think that's the right attitude for everyone to take. It's not always an easy attitude, but it's necessary. It's necessary to get up in the morning and do stuff. It's necessary. Life has things that need to be done, and it's helpful to have a vision of the future and to help you achieve the things that you want to do and to have some direction, because having some direction is better than having no direction at all. So You want to anchor yourself in the good things in life that will pull you forward, not drag you back. Does the past make you who you are today? Yes, but more importantly, what you do now makes you who you are tomorrow. One of those things can be changed. One of those things can't be changed. It's very simple to understand. It's just not easy to do, but you begin with one act on one day. You begin with one thing. You start with one thing in one place, and you build on that. And brick by brick, you build the wall
Mhm.
or the house or whatever it is you want to build. Yeah. And so that's how everybody has to move forward. So I'm personally, I think a lot of the challenges that I've been through are very, very helpful to me because that gives me an opportunity to help other people. And it's a contradiction because sometimes you need a lot of challenges in order to learn things, but sometimes you don't. You can learn stuff just by watching as well. The you can learn stuff by playing the game, and you can learn stuff by watching the game. And I think that if you want to be a complete person, you need a little bit of experience on both sides. But there are also many examples in life where that there are many great coaches in sport. There are many great coaches in football that were never great football players. They played a little bit, but they were better coaches. And so knowing your zone is also important. Not taking on challenges that are out of the question or that are going to lead to negative places and conflicts. Right? Seeing it before. The greatest problems that are ever solved are never seen. Think about it. The greatest problems that are ever solved are never seen because you solve them before they happen. And this happens all the time. It's the invisible reality. The problem that never existed because you solved it before it started. There's a lot of that in life, and we need to be aware of it and understand it. One thing that's very important or two things very important to move forward. One is the motivation that's driving us, and the other thing is the target that we're trying to hit. The destination. So the motivation to get to the destination and the destination are key, and we need to have sort of a little bit, at least, clarity of that within what it is that we're doing.